this was the first fight of the entire game. Like, the Hunters had to back up a little bit, but really, it's kind of our first fight. So, soon we'll have the Deadeye. It's a little bit more effective now.
Ramps up quicker here. Oh, sooner Jinmu. Jinmu went in. Just getting around the corner, but also goes down. Headshot. Soon there, being helped out in a big way by Kruise on the Mercy. I don't think the Chengdu Hunters have much left to do here. Cloudy was nano boosted, it kept him alive, and now he sits on the point. Amon is...
Strange to that though, Matt, because that's exactly what the old Rogue team did. Exactly how they played before the Overwatch League was even inaugurated. So it's very common for French players to go for that kind of approach. LH Cloudy, nicely done. Nice little pile driver there to secure the kill, and he slinks back to where Kruise will be providing him with healing. It's going to be Wrecking Ball versus Wrecking Ball here. Cloudy definitely has his work cut out for him. On the high ground there, Bacon Jack pretty comfortable. He was only really bothered early in the fight, I suppose, by Cloudy, and he left after he got rid of Keo.
I mean, the real thing that Bacon Jack has to worry about is Shadow Burn, and Elsa was able to get a kill on the Shadow Burn. I believe it was a hack as well that went down, so You have your Sombra able to take out the other team's Pharah. That allows the 76 to just sit up on that high ground, not have to worry about just getting spammed down with rockets. Do consistent damage.
Elsa doesn't want to reveal himself there by taking a pot shot at Soon. Lets him pass by. EMP very close, so Cloudy hacked to start the fight. That's definitely frustrating for the main tank. He's able to back away, and Shadowburn found Bacon Jack there in a rather negatively slanted matchup for the Pharah, but he is being pocketed by Kruise. Here's that EMP, though, connects a couple players. Shadowburn, Soon, and Cloudy all affected. Probably nastiest for the Wrecking Ball here, and Fizzy's going to go for the Tactical Visor. He's found Elsa. Jinmu trying to take refuge inside the small pagoda. But the Eternal have the player advantage, Matt. Now they've got to try and lean into that a little further.
But they're going to let Bacon Jack get up on the high ground here, and Bacon Jack does have the Tactical Visor.
Soon, just not enough damage with that Pulse Bomb. The damage was reduced anyway, but also the adaptive shield of Amon just allowed him just to shrug it off. The Hunters remain in control. The Eternal have not been able to completely clear the point of these players.
I think Paris just, they kind of lost track of the spawn, so to speak, and Bacon Jack was coming off of respawn. Paris had control of the high ground, and then they started to rotate back down to the point to try and finish some of these players off. And Bacon Jack coming up the respawn immediately with his tac visor just goes right up to the high ground, able to pick up 2.
We've seen this happen at teams before. Trying to play Chengdu's game, they get lost in a haze of bloodlust, and they wake up with a loss message on their screen. They've got to keep it together, but Shadowburn, that was very classy. Keo and Bacon Jack both falling. Quick succession! What a connection! Threading the needle.
Oh, it must be so awesome to be able to do that.
No, them training bots really paying off. 94% to 2, and
yeah,
Paris are in it.
You too can do that if you go home and shoot training bots that move really fast. No, most likely.
Just do it for a couple years, that's it. Yeah. No one said how long it would take. Right, so Chengdu, what are they working with here? Well, Minefield, EMP, Transcendence. They're the most important ones to come up soon. Grey has a nano boost here, so you can give it to Shadowburn. He can try and get a higher value barrage off, or you give it to Cloudy and he can just not die ever.
I mean, I think you can give it to Cloudy and get like that pile driver, right? That does a ton of damage onto his support.
Absolutely. And the displacement is also very stressing. Jimmy Lowe, Kruise, going for it.
Okay.
He's actually going for it. All right,
why not?
Time to back out. He's in Valkyrie right now, so obviously, you know, he won't get stuck out of line of sight of any teammates there. Sleep down on Amon as well. He was dealt with very easily by the backline of the Eternal. Grey is traded for it, though. So that, a huge shield. The EMP was already used by Grey. Cloudy, though, hacked up. You can see that at the top of your screen, but Finzi is hunting. Bacon Jack, though, gets that health pack, and at least the Eternal took control of the point, Matt, so they can just, you know, dip in and out of this point when they want to, but Soon was there, he's caught, he goes to the EMP, why? Who's there to follow it up? Tactical Visor from Finzi, that's a huge gamble, and the Chengdu Hunters have just taken the point back anyway. He gets Jinmu, he's forced to back out.
I mean, Paris is in a point, though, where the Hunters have so much percentage that they have to use some of these ultimates, because you're not really going to get another set fight. The Rocket Barrage comes in there at the end from Jinmu, seals it for the Hunters.
Better to use an EMP 1v5 than save it for the next round. The Chengdu Hunters look much better there when we went over to City Center. Very adept on an individual level there as well, just getting their own thing done. It's quite interesting, really. They're all able to sort of achieve their own aims across the map, but still generally look fairly cohesive as they move from objective to objective. That can't be easy to do. You really have to be molded by that kind of approach to make it work here.
And for how awesome we saw Shadowburn with those, rocket direct hits. Obviously, I know Jinmu's played the Pharah for a bit longer in this map, but he's got 38 rocket direct hits as opposed to Shadowburn with 13. So you see those direct hits with the Pharah able to do a ton of damage. I mean, Jinmu's like 25% of his team's overall damage right now. So,
which is significant when a lot of his team was playing damage dealer roles. So keep that in mind.
Interesting, Mercy Moira as a support combo. Usually with Mercy, you see something like a Zenyatta. You usually see Moira.
Who's Moira healing here, really?
Yeah, I don't know.
Amon goes for the pile driver. Grey knocked up. He had no chance to respond to that one. Amon thinks about backing out, but then goes back in. Going to go around and around, perhaps. The Eternal were at least given enough freedom to bring Grey back into the fight. Now Bacon Jack is down, but the Hunters control the point. Amon has to just cool his jets for a moment. He was bionated. Keo just going to fade back to the Mega Health Pack in the middle of the map here. Well, Paris try and take the point, but Amon is just going to keep that one stalled out. Going to maintain some sort of presence. To Shadowburn, he's flying too low to the ground. Splash damage against any of the masonry would have done the job there. And tetherball time.
And he lives through it.
Yep.
the shield at the end, able to get out. As I know all this percentage is going to go in favor of the Hunters, as this fight does not look like it's going to end anytime soon with teams investing these ults back and forth.
Kruise again trying to go for the blaster play inside Valkyrie. Still not able to find Jimmy. You can hear him actually trying to shoot. He might have bitten off more than he could chew here, and Evil Tal will punish him for his hubris.
So this fight's going to allow the Hunters to get up to about 50%. So,
Really?
That is nuts.
I can see Gray. I can see Gray yelling at his team right now to follow up, but I don't think they can.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, that was extreme range, Sleep Dart.
That's when you just throw up in the sky. When it hits, you're like, oh yeah, I meant to hit him. It's like, oh, Soon takes out Elsa. All right, so some Sombra on Sombra action here.
Kruise able to get altitude once more and stay at a range. I think that was Bacon Jack harassing him down. There's an Nano Boost onto LH Cloudy, but where's he going with this? Evil Tal should be his target. Kyo's using Coalescent, so he has a bit of self-healing right now. And now, which support do I try and kill? Doesn't matter, they're both healing each other. Cloudy had no chance to use the Primal Rage. He was hacked at. Chengdu still control the point. 75%. A chance for Evil Tal to bring Bacon Jack into the fray. In player numbers, that's quite a huge swing. And we're at Paris. Well, really, they're in their death knell right now.
And Cloudy had the Nano Boost, and jumps on Q and just uses the Fade of Moira. Just get away, then use the Coalescence. Also being pocketed by the Mercy at that point, so no opportunity to get that Moira.
One fight territory, but it might just be Cloudy that has to go there. Elsa slept when he went for the EMP. He only got Grey with it there. And that's all well and good for Paris to get that kill, but they've got to go to the point, and Jinmu's trying to get in their way. Nice defense matrix used, but still Grey was claimed as a casualty. In the meantime, though, Paris captured the point. Cloudy must have gone forward and back-capped while the rest of Chengdu were caught with indecision.
Soon and Cloudy actually get on the point, just back-cap as the Hunters pushed all the way through, and they saw investing some of those ultimates by the spawn was going to result in an easy point win.
Can't say I expected a Farah to die to Minefield, Matt, but here we are. Shadowburn, obviously spending some time on the ground. Maybe he was hacked and couldn't fly. Either way, he's down. Bacon Jack brought back to life, but Kyo was also missing. Soon is just trying to keep his feet on the point here. Paris in control, and Shadowburn trying to go for a slightly sneakier route. He had Barrage, he would have dropped in if need be. Finty now in the Mini Diva fight versus Tracer, but it's no good.
The Hunters just keep coming in here and like staggering. Like they had a 76 in there, now they're going to use the EMP. Maybe they're able to make something out of this. Is Elsa able to take out Shadowburn? They're going to flip the point.
Yeah, Shadowburn couldn't get there. Chengdu were more than happy just to throw themselves hand over fist into the fight. It seems to have worked out. They finally tired and wore down the Paris Eternal. Map 1. Chengdu Hunters, again, to try and beat a team like this at their own game, and you're going to be in for a heck of a fight. Chengdu showing us some interesting support combinations there with the Moira and the Mercy. Again, some personal safety for the Moira player, some self-peel probably feels pretty good. But with that said, Chengdu will take map number 1, and our second map is around the corner.
The Overwatch League is powered by Intel. Game, record, stream without compromise on Intel Core i7. And by Omen by HP, the official PC and display of the Overwatch League.
lot of our fans have been waiting to see this team take to the stage again. A lot of faces that are now becoming familiar and very much loved. This one in particular, Matt, you played a prank on Josh with, did you not?
Yeah, I sent him a potato with Eamon's face on it.
You sent Sideshow a potato with Amon's face on it, but you also obscured the address. We didn't know who it came from, right?
That's also true. all of that would be factual.
Oh dear. Yes, of course, our very own Sideshow is a big Amon fan, as many of you are, and with good reason. After that first map, Chengdu looked very good. Good recovery after that first stage, and looked especially good on City Centre of Oasis. But it's time to move on now to Hanamura.
The thing when he plays Wrecking Balls opposed to like a lot of the other Wrecking Balls leagues, just like obviously Wrecking Ball has a decent survivability, like good, but it seems like he's always able to really gauge like how he's going to be able to make it out or whatnot. I know the roll-up time is something we don't really talk about that much, but being able to keep that speed going, and he keeps it up like 68% of the time, which is pretty strong. So
yeah, it's actually an interesting stat if you want to compare the mechanics or the approaches of Wrecking Ball planes.
I feel like with Wrecking Ball, you just have to study the maps a lot. Just play him constantly over and over again on the maps, because then you can find like the spots where you can grapple to, and where if you're in one position, you can get to another, and just kind of really become a nuisance.
One of my favorite moments was Fisher on Wrecking Ball against the Gladiators yesterday on Kings Row, where he got booped off and frantically looked for a grapple location and just hung there in midair under the map for a couple moments before realizing it wasn't any good. So, that is definitely important to plan your approach to a degree.
Do we have like they're going to teleport to the point?
I think so. Unless they are. Yep.
Oh.
They're going to get onto the point here. Oh no, just to get across the gap. Okay, I like this. So they take the high ground. I mean, Elsa has 6 seconds before we can do this again. So why not get to the high ground and then teleport somewhere else? That's why the hunters are waiting.
Yeah, maybe they'll teleport to the backside of the point here. But nope, they're going to teleport. Oh, the high ground. Oh, look at that. Oh, then down. All right.
Next stop, point A.
Why not?
Oh, the Chengdu Hunters set up. So Jinmu in a really safe spot, to be honest. In the back corner there is Junkrat now. And if Eternal want to try and touch the point, they face his wrath already. Immortality Field had to be used there by Kruise. And you can hear the Bastion rattling away, but the entirety of the Hunters are using the bell just to break line of sight. Elsa using very short range teleporters here to try and move his team up, but that's great.
No, he's putting the turret through the teleporter, getting over into the corner. See Grey Falls. This is going to get broken by the Hunters. Really sick up.
At some point, the Eternal had to come forward. Chengdu say, we know you have a Bastion. We're just not going to give you line of sight. You can shoot the bell and make it tune as much as you like, but you're not going to shoot us.
And I wonder if they stay on this. Symmetra's ultimate, where you can get that big wall of damage protection pretty good against the Bastion. So they switch off there.
The left side play.
They switch off the Bastion.
Oh god, they're going to be there very fast. The Eternal won't have seen this.
Attack Visor as well on board.
Yeah, this could be scary. They've got to do something about this one. And Riddle Creek, Bacon Jack with the tactical visor. The EMP nicely employed there. That's going to shut down a lot of the setup that the Hunters tried to wreck. And they take a step back. Finzy's mech is removed though, and it looks like they want to commit to this. It's possible we see a switch up there. Also actually goes for a very large wall across the point here. What do they get out of it? Going to be an amplification matrix as well. Kruise's Immortality Field has been taken down. Cloudy also falls to Elsa. Chengdu just refused to play the game like anyone else, and it is fun to watch. Kruise down, Shadowman missing. Elsa is charged up and ready to rumble. He's doing so much damage right now, and with the teleporter he's using it just to reposition himself. Oh my god, this guy is just tearing Paris Eternal to shreds. Fully charged, doing absolute max damage, and the Paris Eternal are dumbfounded.
That was sick.
What? The Symmetra was just wrecking. He was so charged up, Elsa.
Oh, the teleporter usage was insane.
Yeah, but okay. So that was, by the way, the third fastest attack ever on Hanamura, and definitely the most bizarre I think I've ever seen. We talked about some of the defensive setups on this map from other teams, Matt, saying, oh, like this is really intricate. Normally the attackers in the past are just trying to push into it, try and break the bunker. But the Chengdu Hunters go for something a little bit different. You do love to see it. And the complete impassive looks on the faces of Chengdu right now as they realize. We'll see how the Eternal try and go to reciprocate that crazy attack.
Coca-Cola is the official refreshment of the Overwatch League.
couple seconds for Paris to find their jaws on the ground and pick them back up. That was probably the most effective use of Symmetra we've seen thus far in the Overwatch League, and yeah, they just threw their hands up and like, I don't know, have you guys experienced that before? Like, is it just the first time? Sorry, Paris, you had to be the guinea pigs for this particular test, and it worked.
Well, we caught it towards the end, but when Elsie gets to the point, they're running the Symmetra. Like, Symmetra kind of regains ammo as you're shooting the bubble, so you can see, like, when he reloads here in a sec, and then he kind of goes on to the Winston after, and then they came off the spawn, that you're just able to just keep this gun going for so long. And it does so much damage once you get charged up.
Quickly people are getting melted down. And obviously they're already winning the fight, then they throw down on Immortality Field, and Paris were dead to rights. So, what did the Eternal come up with here? Shadowburn Genji, yes, I want it. Soon on the Sombra here, so they are going to go for not much pretense here, Matt. It's pretty straight dive, but Bacon Jack.
So, no bunker comp, no Bastion, no Batiste, but they're going to be running Torb, Junkrat, Pharah, so really spam heavy. With the Narisa, who's very difficult to move, where like if you kind of push the point, and Fortify has a lot of healing provided by Yvatel's Mercy.
Very, very curious. We expect no less at this point from Chengdu.
Oh yeah, I was like, what are the chances they play 3 DPS all the time?
All right, so Shadowburn's Genji is quite famous. He's definitely one of the original Western masters of the role.
Kind of passive though, when it comes to like, trying to farm tanks, build up blades.
He holds his blade for long periods of time as well. He doesn't always like to pull it out. Whoa, he has to deflect there. He's done well though, kept the turret busy. Soon and LH Cloudy have found their kills early on. So Chengdu's defense doesn't look nearly as robust.
No, gotta get this Torbjorn turret back once it comes off a cooldown. You do get the pick on the Shadowburn here though, so you are able to stabilize a little bit if you're the Hunters. You see the Torbjorn turret's going to go sit in the corner of the point, just kind of act as a crossfire.
Elsa, he's going to Molten Core available here if he can stay alive long enough to use it, and he does. He uses it defensively, trying to cover the point with it, just to get extra damage. Soon has to be very careful. He walked straight across that field and took most of his health and damage, and Elsa's been brought back into the fight.
Well, they use the res on the Torb. Like, considering how dangerous the position is for the main tank, and
but don't you think in a pinch it's like a 2-for-1? Torb comes back, immediately deploys a turret.
But I mean, the turret's still going in the corner. I mean, he still had the turret active. I guess now you can redeploy it in a different spot. They try and get the turret set up a little bit more forward. You see in the corner.
Well, the Chengdu Hunters survived that actually quite well. I believe Paris losing Shadowburn before that fight started really hurt them. Shadowburn, who's also very low currently. Sound barrier now for the Eternal, so they really need to get some value out of this one. Getting Kyo with that hack is huge. Kyo cannot fade either forwards or back, so we can't join the fight. And really, that Morbid does nothing if she's not within close proximity to her charges. But here comes a minefield there. That one was dropped down by Cloudy. And yeah, Elsa walks straight into that one. I think Kyo's in trouble too. Bacon Chat, I would call this more passive position for a tactical visor, and he still gets a body grenade dunked on him by Grey, who was not ready to see Jinmu descend upon him. And soon as the translocate out, there's a minute and 23 seconds left on the clock, and the Eternal are a little bit stretched out, a bit staggered right now, and Jinmu could just end this one right here with a well-placed barrage, but see Cloudy and Co are able to deal with Bacon Jack, and he's running out of teammates, Matt.
Still though, just a second tick that comes through for Paris. I think you're going to have to back up though if you're the Hunters. Is Elsa will drop, so Paris finally breaks it. It looks like some players going back to the spawn, so we'll see a change. Cloudy will play Winston here, so now we see the bunker setup that comes out from the Hunters. So they have Elsa play the Symmetra. Don't know if it's just for the teleporter, maybe he actually stays on it. So he'll be able to get the Bastion up on the high ground.
The Hunters ultimately did have enough time to set up this particular play, so we've seen teams break this composition with the nano-boosted Wrecking Ball, but perhaps the Nanoblade might get the job done. Shadowburn is straight in, and he gets rid of Kyo's field first. 2 kills for him, and he got 2 supports. I call that worth. Elsa now just trying to be a little bit cute with the teleporter, but isn't able to get away to safety in the Paris Eternal. But a classic dive from this European squad, and it looks very good in their hands. A chance for Chengdu to come back and contest this one a little bit here, but Bacon Jack and Eviltar got hacked straight away. Paris look very good when it comes to that old school style, and they will also finish the map.
Where has the defense been today on Hanamura?
Which is ironic, right? Considering that, like, the bunch comp is
Giants all over again.
Oh dear. Now, Chengdu and Paris now both finishing the map. We'll see how overtime unfolds after this. this match has got a bit of everything. And if you like Chengdu, well, we got that.
Yeah.
If you like Paris Eternal and some classic European dive, we got that.
You like Torbjorn, Bastion, Symmetra,
Shadowburn Genji,
we got that as well. Yeah.
just a whole lot of everything.
I love these type of matches though. You know, you get Chengdu and a hexagrams, right? He's going crazy. I get it.
It's the only time I ever see Hex smile, to be honest. So
that's true.
let him have it. All right, so the Eternal with a similar composition as what we saw before. Cloudy did start their attacking round with a Wrecking Ball.
They're gonna go. Okay, no, they have the Torbjorn turret at the front gate. I was wondering if they were gonna like double up on the turrets.
So Chengdu do go for the Bastion-based defense setup here instead of
start,
the slightly different one we saw before. Still Jinmu on Pharah.
I wonder why they don't opt for the Symmetra on D.
Where do they want to go with it? I mean, you're referring to like how good the wall is, or I don't know if they really want to reposition much.
I think the wall and some of the turrets that deter the dive and just kind of like put the turrets around.
I mean, those turrets do destroy divers or people trying to flank. Perhaps not consistent enough.
Because I think you would want, I think you would want Paris to play the Winston in this scenario. So they do give the nano boost on a Cloudy, and they get rid of the immortality right away.
That looked really clean. Shadowburn took so much attention. Cloudy was playing quite conservatively in front of that Orisa barrier, just making sure that they got rid of that immortality field as quickly as possible. Baconjacko being resurrected could pose an issue, but he got bite grenaded pretty much straight away. Gray from way down range connects with that one, and it forces Chengdu away. Now Shadowbird is trying to go in for the kill. Teeth fed. Among and Baconjack have been removed. He won't even get a full channel of the Molten Core, and that you do have to hate to see.
That looks like your Torbjorn from like when you're playing competitive at home. Everybody's dead. He just pops his ultimate, just jumps on the point, dies.
Yeah.
At least that's what Brent's Torbjorn looks like, guys. The Hunters, this is a little bit more of what they've played in the past. You still have the Mercy Moira combination here. So Baconjack goes on a Tracer. You have Elsa, he'll play Diva in that Flex Tank role. Jinmu gonna stay on that Pharah all the time.
Soon heading back outside with a Translocator after he does a bit of harassment. That EMP and a Dragon Blade. I shudder to think of what that could do to Chengdu. Especially with Kyo can't fade away, Eviltal can't fly away. Amon just sits there and takes it. Here it is, though. Only two players caught by that one. Eviltal and Jinmu were caught by the EMP, but neither of them were followed up on, and Amon just found Shadowburn and gave him the old pile driver. Jinmu trying to play safe, and Amon, the protector, doubles back. Gets rid of Soon, and the rest of Paris are already out of there. After Shadowburn died, I think they were done with it.
Eviltal gets the Valkyrie off just in time. The EMP came through as
Amon. Careful.
Oh, all right, there he goes. Makes it alive.
A sleep dart there, or even a biting grenade, and it's all over. So Soon switches. No more Sombra.
Yep.
Goes to the McCree. Genji McCree in a 2-2-2.
Which,
What is this, 2016?
I was going to say, this will help against the Tracer, but as soon as the Hunters see it, they switch off of Tracer and go Widowmaker, who has the advantage at range.
Soon down to the barrage, though. McCree, not super durable when he has hundreds of rockets flying at him in the face, and Shadowman would have had two there if Grey hadn't stolen the kill. But it's fine. Paris will be happy with that one either way. Elsa, de-suited. Shadowburn now just to try and clean off the kill, and Amon goes for a minefield, but there are no other Chengdu players on the point here. One tick for the Paris Eternal. It is good to see Shadowburn back in the saddle. But Amon can stall this out. He'll just live inside his own minefield. Dare Clouder to come forward. You see they're now starting to get cleared up. But Amon is sleeping on the job. Gray managed to get him with that one. So Breakajack was brought back to life. Amon will hang around and harass the backline here, but Finzi got de-suited. So the Eternal's starting to lose their grip on this point somewhat. It's just Cloudy. He's trying to get rid of Kira, but Eviltal is also there. Gray is dealt with on the high ground. Amon finally woke up and exacted his revenge on the backline. Shadowburn here's, he's trying to charge ult, man, I'll be honest with you.
And Finzi wasn't able to get away from the self-destruct because Jinmu comes out of the spawn as Sombra and gets a hack off on him right away. Akio actually went for a flanking Coalescence on both supports and got slept. So if you're wondering what happened to the Coalescence that was used earlier, didn't really get much. As we were going for a little bit more of the damage-oriented Coalescence on the flank.
See it soon switching off McCree, realizing that there's no point. Jinmu switched off the Pharah anyway, so Sombra definitely going to be more impactful in a team fight sense.
It's good changes from Baconjack, though, constantly. You know, when he sees the McCree, then he goes over to Widow, now he sees the Sombra, now he'll play Tracer.
Man of many talents and a very deep hero pool. Uncharacteristically, Gray misses that sleep dart there, and he might be having to deal with that Hammond one-on-one right now. Shadowburn, he was biting grenade at the time, so the nano boost didn't give him any health back. Yeah, he had a bit of extra durability and damage, but with one health, he couldn't do anything. Again, that was an EMP and a Dragon Blade used for nothing.
I mean, there were 3 ults for the Eternal that literally just went straight down the drain there. Nothing going right for them in that fight. It's up to Soon and Cloudy to try and keep this going for as long as they possibly can. But that is a nightmare scenario when it comes to trying to get value out of your ultimate abilities, Matt. Frustration surely for the Paris Eternal as once more they are foiled by the Hunters.
Now that's tough. Shadowburn, when he's going to get that nano boost, obviously would have loved to have the health impact that the nano boost provides, but he's hit with a biotic grenade, so can't receive any healing, can receive the damage and the damage reduction effects of the nano boost, but not all the healing that comes with it.
And that's a big reason as to why it is used so often and why it's so important. That's why we also saw Ana used in our triple tank, triple support setups because of that little burst heal, but Shadowburn got none of the good stuff and was in no position to engage. Not to mention Soon's EMP, while it may have found purchase on some of those players, there was no Shadowburn there to follow up on it.
Yeah, so with 5 minutes and 42 seconds in the time bank here for the Hunters, do they run the same thing again? What does Paris decide to do? Do they think if they run the bunker that they'll be fine? It looks like, at least at the start here, it looks like they'll try and do. So they feel like they can win against this composition with the bunker combo. They do have Soon playing the Sombra here. You don't have like a third support or Torbjorn or something that maybe you could have ran like an extra flanker. If you had Finzi switch on up and just play like kind of separate a little bit. But looks like you'll see the teleporters that'll come through from Elsa. I wonder if the first teleporter comes through to the right-hand side, if we see Paris rotate right away and not kind of, hey, what's happening, and then going to get caught behind.
You have to be careful. Neither of these teams are fielding Lucio here, so making those quick adjustments in positioning becomes a little bit harder, or at least easier to catch teams on the wrong foot. And what better than to force a response than Symmetra?
I think what would be scary here is if that, let's say for argument's sake, they start to rotate back. So Paris still up on that high ground. If they rotate back, do the Hunters just drop straight down? So Paris is actually rotating. So it's exactly what I was talking about. They've actually rotated all the way around. So they've beaten the Hunters to the punch this time. They've already seen it once.
Okay, but Chengdu get to set themselves up with like a pitched battle here over on point A where Paris have to step up and do something about it. So Shadowbird's in a decent spot, but you notice the shield in front of him keeps getting broken down and his tanks have to body block for him, and that's why Finzi gets desuited there. The immortality field getting used, but the damage had already been done. Jinmu finding Soon again. Oh, the Junkrat's about to make this one really nasty. Amon moves up into the corner. He knows he goes down, but he's more than happy to trade that. Paris there get rocked once more on A.
That is so filthy. I think what's really crazy about like Elsa and how he's played the Symmetra so far is like, you know, the speed in which like you're seeing the teleporters come out, and like the decisiveness of what to do with them. So right here we have a teleporter that goes over the left-hand side, going to go and try and make a play for the point right away again.
Again, they'll play this corner here, use the Orisa to set up the barrier, and Elsa will do what he did before Cloud. He's got to be real careful. Finzi also down there, so Elsa getting free damage, but this is a good result, getting Elsa knocked down to the low ground. He can't really do much on the high, and that's an EMP. Catches Evil Tail, Amon, and Jinmu, but Amon was standing inside an immortality field. That's going to be the amplification matrix used, but Gray's going to stand in the middle of that one. It's possible to cut through that damage though, through the healing with that damage though, and we saw that happen. Riptire, Jinmu makes it work here. And now Finzi's going to get desuited, and this could be it right here. Paris Eternal again, failing to come up with the answer. Chengdu just go the old rinse and repeat, but their strategy is so foreign, so strange, that the Paris have no idea what to do about it. That's map 2 to Chengdu.
Cloudy just hits it off right away, backs away. Nothing you can do about that. Is Paris has zero answer for the Hunters' offensive attack.
Chengdu again innovating, bringing some new stuff. Paris had to figure out a response in the halftime break.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile. High ground or low ground, T-Mobile has you covered.